Blackity black, blacker than black, black. I'm blacker than black, yo. Because I'm black and I'm back. Yo, I'm black and I'm black.
Chill. Hey. Y'all ain't know these shit. Ain't safe no more, fuck boy. No, they ain't safe, nigga. Ain't no motherfucking secret, nigga. Travel motherfucking die, nigga. Zone 1, Zone 2, Zone 3, Mac Town. Lace them up, put them on, nigga. Nigga. Chill. Slick puller, what's happening, nigga? USDA, nigga. I'm here. Hey.
You win some, you lose some. But you live. You live to fight another day.
What?
An individual you don't like, and then you learn to like.
You're comparing yourself to a chode.
Not in a bad way.
Your dad is not a good man.
Still family.
My advice? Cut it out with the introspection. The mind is a den of scorpions better left running from, not to war.
What's going on, YouTube? We back in the Low Key Cave, Keyshawn Knobs YouTube page, aka Mr. Low Key, and we back with another TV show review, and we are doing Peacemaker Season 1 review. Going into Peacemaker, even from the beginning when James Gunn was doing the whole thing with the Suicide Squad and having a bunch of characters that I even knew nothing about, even going into that movie, I thought was just interesting overall because I just trusted James Gunn overall because of what he's done just with characters. James Gunn, to me, is somebody who is a master of taking unknown comic book characters or characters we don't know about or even care about and making us not only care for these characters or characters and making somebody like me go look up like origins, like Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm like, I didn't know nothing about these in Marvel. Let me go see who these people about. Let me go check them out. Gamora. Let me go check out I forgot Dave Bautista's Rocket Raccoon. Let me go check out Groot. And definitely I forgot Chris Pratt. Well, anyway, it's just going into his movies as far as what he's done with being able to do with comic book movies as far as unknown characters and build upon those characters, and you not familiar with the lore or knowing anything about these certain comic book characters, in particular a character like Peacemaker. Like going into a movie like Suicide Squad, like I said, actors, okay, you got these big actor names. You think about Idris Elba, you think about John Cena, you think about Viola Davis. I mean, all these names you got. Margot Robbie, who plays Harley Quinn. But like I said, the characters they're playing. When you talking about these comic book movies, you're talking about fans who don't give two shits about who the actor is or blah blah blah. Don't get me wrong. You got a certain actor playing a role. It's like, oh, you got that actor. But then if you get another certain actor playing that role, it's like, how you gonna get this actor to play that? Think about Heath Ledger and the Joker. Think about Robert Pattinson playing the Batman and the whole Twilight Goddess and then the third. So the whole thing with these comic book movies is getting these certain actors is like, okay, that's cool, but what character is this actor gonna be portraying? So going into this, looking at somebody like a John Cena, it's like, okay, John Cena has gave you, I'm not gonna say he gave you these cliche action roles. I feel like he kind of did something with Fast 9, but it ain't his fault. Fast is Furious is what it is. I mean, these niggas got people going in outer space and shit, but I'm not going in the Fast and Furious rant. We talking about Peacemaker, and I'm just so impressed with what James Gunn was able to do with a character like Peacemaker, let alone what he's able to do making it to a whole show. He could have came in here and just done a run-off, spin-off movie with Peacemaker, and we could have been done and over with this. But for him to have the confidence to be able to come in here and do something like this and making it to a full-out show, but not only Peacemaker, bring other characters in here to make us sit here and be like, yo, I'm rocking with all these characters. I'm rocking like characters we know nothing about. Vigilante, Judo Master. I'm sitting here like, are these part of the DC Comics? Are these characters part of DC Comics? Vigilante definitely is. If I'm not mistaken, I'm thinking Judo Master is. Y'all gotta let me know in the comment section, because I was just so locked in on Vigilante that I had to go find out if he was really a part of DC Comics or whatnot, and he is. But as far as overall Peacemaker as a show, going to the first question is, are we going to enjoy John Cena in his own show? John Cena, man. John Cena as Peacemaker, never expected to, let alone want to see a Peacemaker series, but John Cena starting in the show. But James Gunn and John Cena was able to bring something insane and weird, but at the same time have emotional moments, great chemistry, and even better character development. Like sitting here watching this, and I'm like going into the first episode. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna give this a shot because I'm hearing good things. So let me give this a shot. And going into this first episode and getting established with what's going on with Peacemaker, because after everything that went on with Suicide Squad and going into the end of the movie, we get the whole post-credit scene with Peacemaker and whatnot. I'm not even paying no attention to Hardcore or John and knowing they're gonna be a part of this. This is what I mean by as far as the side characters and building these characters up. But just John Cena in this role, I was not expecting this, man. I'm not gonna front. I'm not the biggest fan of John Cena as far as movies go. Not even this wrestling. It's cliche here. I'm a WWF fan. I'm an Attitude Era fan. You know, Stone Cold, The Rock, Mankind, Undertaker, Kane, all that. But John Cena, as far as movies, he's came into his own with this, and you got to give credit to James Gunn for being able to give somebody like John Cena this type of, not only, I ain't gonna say confidence, but just give him to be able to be comfortable enough to be in this role because of the type of person he is, because he has many moments in here is really sus. But you enjoy those moments because of what type of character he's portraying as far as Peacemaker, and you going with it because you like this Peacemaker, this is who he is or whatnot. But it's just seeing what James Gunn is able to do with the writing and what John Cena is able to do to bring this character to life that I know nothing about. I don't know shit about Peacemaker. And I'm pretty sure, I mean, just think about it, man. DC, like hardcore DC fans or people who familiar with comic book lore or whatnot, they probably do know a little something about Peacemaker. But after everything I've seen or whatnot, people really didn't know nothing about Peacemaker or whatnot. Going into the movie, the whole DC fandom or whatnot, you know, when James Gunn did his whole presentation or whatnot, and he was showing all the people who was going to be in Suicide Squad, we going into who was all these characters or whatnot, and then you watch the movie, you going all with it. Even just Suicide Squad period, as far as the team or whatnot, I'm not just familiar with these characters at all. I mean, when you get that movie like with mentioning Harley Quinn, Joker or whatnot, of course I'm familiar with those characters, but as a group I'm not familiar with that. So when James Gunn is able to bring characters in here like this as far as Peacemaker and then give John Cena this role, and me not being really a fan of what John Cena has done in the past 12 rounds, and I forgot the other shit, all these little cliche action movies or whatnot, the way he's able to be silly in this and to be weird, but not only that, have those emotional moments with these characters. Like I said, I want to be John Cena friend after watching it. You know what I'm saying? I want to be vigilant. Like, I'm just saying, man, it's undeniable the fact that you are drawn into the way John Cena is playing this role, and the fact that not only John Cena but this character, like the things he's done, and you go into this, they don't shy away from none of that. You go into this knowing exactly what Peacemaker has done. You know his whole thing with no matter what, whether it's kids, women, a child, whether it's people who, no matter who it is, if it's to protect the peace, he's going to do what he has to do. And the whole thing with him and Rick Flag, they really play on that a lot, especially at the beginning of the season, particularly in the first episode or whatnot, and him even showing those moments of him going back and thinking about what he's done or whatnot. But going into Robert Patrick, man, the T-1000. Nah, but for real, Robert Patrick, this White Dragon, is phenomenal, man. Turning this racist villain into something not too heavy-handed, but the relationship between Peacemaker and White Dragon and flashbacks and the origin of Peacemaker backstory brung everything pretty much together, man. And like I said, just having Robert Patrick playing this role, and you see, like, they are not shying away from none of this stuff. This is a racist ass villain, and I ain't know nothing about him. He's a real villain, as far as the comic book lore go or whatnot. And you interested in these things, and you see how much James Gunn is portraying off the silliness of it, but at the same time, it's so many good moments between, especially Robert Patrick and John Cena. That's what I'm saying as far as John Cena go, man, and his acting and his ability to have these certain ways with a veteran actor like Robert Patrick and able to bring these scenes to life. I was all into it and all with it, man. I enjoyed those scenes so much with them. So that's one of the highlights of this series overall, is definitely the chemistry between Robert Patrick and John Cena, and them giving you this whole backstory between these two and everything that happened between them and the way John Cena is leading up to his portrayal as far as Peacemaker or whatnot. You completely get an understanding of where he's at with this as far as whatnot. But Vigilante, man. Oh my gosh, man. I'm going to go ahead and get this off the rip. My favorite characters of this series, as far as Peacemaker Season 1, besides Peacemaker, as far as John Cena, is Vigilante and Judo Master. But Vigilante, man, I love the bond between Peacemaker and Vigilante undeniable loyalty to Peacemaker, even if that means going into a prison to kill his daddy. But honestly, Vigilante, in my opinion, could give Deadpool a run for his money. I honestly feel like that. It's the portrayal, and I'm sorry, I apologize, I don't got the actor's name, but the actor portraying Vigilante, man, I just love, man, the way he is portraying this role, man. To me, Deadpool, as far as Ryan Reynolds, all credit due to Ryan Reynolds and what he does, man. But it just comes off so heavy as far as his silliness. Vigilante seems like this guy he's crazy. The nigga's out of his mind. He is crazy. But it comes off as you believe that he is this crazy ass lunatic. But at the same time, his loyalty to John Cena as far as Peacemaker. But Peacemaker ain't right in the head either. I mean, it's just the dynamics of these two. But not only that, man, Vigilante got some good action scenes. He can handle himself, but he crazy and he would kill at will whoever it is. I'm telling you. But don't be surprised hearing about a James Gunn producing a Vigilante spinoff series. I already know that James Gunn is already working on his own another DC show, and as far as I know, it's supposed to be another Suicide Squad show. I could be wrong, but that's the information I've seen or whatnot. But I know, as far as I know, don't be surprised about hearing about a Vigilante spinoff series. And if James Gunn is not going to be producing it, he's probably going to be just doing it overall. Don't be surprised, though. But overall, as far as Vigilante as a character, I absolutely believe he could give Deadpool a run for his money, man. This character, this is my opinion, man. And I don't know if it's what they got going on. I mean, you got to remember, Deadpool is 20th Century Fox before it's got the Marvel. The fighting sequences and the fight choreography could be absolutely different when it comes to Deadpool in the MCU. I'm just saying, when it comes to DC and what they do, and as far as James Gunn and whoever he got to do the fighting choreography, it's absolutely wonderful when it comes to Vigilante, man. And you talking about fighting sequences, man. Fighting sequences. Judo Master, man. Judo Master is off the chain. Some of the best hand-to-hand fighting scenes I've seen in a TV show. And him and the hot Cheetos, man. And just people taking his height and size for granted. I remember when Peacemaker was talking shit, when they first sold Judo Master when he was protecting old buddy. And I knew off gate he was going to be a problem, but I didn't expect to enjoy this character as much as I did. But just seeing the way he just come in doing what he do, and after he done doing whatever he doing as far as whooping somebody ass, whether he taking fucking up John Cena and them, Hardcore and them or whatnot, shout out to Hardcore, because she definitely got something in on them in that second round. But it's him and the hot Cheetos. I love that, man, and I feel like they could use that with something, man. You make me a brand of hot Cheetos with Judo Master on the front, I feel like I'm going to get them. But definitely, man, once again, man, I apologize for not getting these, hold on, Newt Lee, as far as the actor who plays Judo Master, man, and I'm hoping I'm saying his name right, but Newt Lee plays Judo Master, and as far as Vigilante, Freddie Stormer plays Vigilante, and I hope I'm saying his name right, but Freddie Stormer plays Vigilante. Shout out to both of these individuals, man. They brought so much to this as far as this series go, but that's, like I said, more credit to James Gunn and what he's able to do as far as giving you characters that you know nothing about. But not only that, you watching these characters, John Cena, let alone in his silly ass costume as far as Peacemaker's costume, but watching these costumes who seems like they could be in a cosplay or something at, like, you know, these convention centers or whatnot. It don't matter. You lose. You ain't paying attention to none of that once you see these people in action, once you see the acting, once you see the silliness, once you see the chemistry. I'm all with it, and that's one of the things I think that really brings this show together, man. Overall, though, as far as the group, man, I really love the chemistry between the group. Like I said, man, the group Peacemaker ends up working with, Hardcore, Mern, Leota, and John, really enjoyed their chemistry and exchanges between the group. never dull moments, and that's credit to James Gunn's writing once again, because it's a lot of silly moments with the group in particular when they on the way to a certain mission. As Peacemaker got to play a song, and in the van, it's moments like that in the exchanges and the relationship builder between Peacemaker and even especially with Peacemaker and Leota. I mean, Leota, and I hope I'm saying her name right, but this is the black girl who's played by, I'm sorry with these names, Deborah Brooks, Danielle Brooks. I'm sorry, Danielle Brooks, man. Y'all better be looking out for Danielle Brooks. She been out here doing some good things. But the relationship between Peacemaker and Danielle Brooks' character, Leota, I really, really enjoyed that, man. But overall, like I said, just making you care about these characters that you don't know nothing about, that's one of the highlights of this series overall. And that's one of the things I really enjoyed. So, like I said, going into the group, the standouts, like I said, Hardcore and definitely Yoda. Hardcore, I feel like, man, and I feel like people been saying this. I feel like people already been making these type of comparisons as far as Hardcore, Black Widow. Do we need a Hardcore solo movie, or do you feel like Hardcore alone as a character? And if I'm not mistaken, y'all let me know in the comment section. I could be wrong. Is Hardcore a DC character? Like, is she a DC comic book character or whatnot? Let me know in the comment section. But if she is, could she get Black Widow run for money? Let alone, I enjoy both of these characters. But like I said, man, a lot of people enjoy Hardcore in this series, and I enjoy her just as an individual character. But definitely, she's one of the highlights of this series overall. But I cannot go into this without not talking about one of the best characters in here, man. Come on now. Eagle, man. Eagle and John Cena. Once again, this is credit to John Cena, his acting, and working with, I'm pretty sure at moments is a CGI Eagle, but I'm telling you, I honestly couldn't tell the difference at certain times when I seen this Eagle on the screen. I'm like, is this CGI? Of course it's CGI. Of course, with all the things he's doing, he making facial expressions, he hugging John Cena. I'm just saying, man, with everything they was able to do, I really, really enjoyed with everything. Especially the chemistry between these two. Hold on, I bet y'all, because I had an extra audio thing in there, but it's just really seeing as far, and I'm calling him Eagle. I know I'm calling him Eagle, but as far as I know, his name is Eagle. But he's one of the best characters on the show. He's Peacemaker's best friend. I can't even really call him a pet, because Eagle, or whatever y'all call him, let me know if I'm wrong, but I was calling him Eagle. Eagle was just as loyal as Vigilante, and Eagle was vicious and brutal when he needed to be. This show made me clap seeing a grown man hug an eagle and feel a way about it. Like, that's once again the credit to what James Gunn is able to do with these characters and making these silly moments, but turning these silly moments into emotional moments. Like when Eagle is going in to try to attack White Dragon after he see his homie, his friend, as far as Peacemaker, being beat down by his daddy, he going in to try to attack him, and White Dragon slap his ass to the ground like, no, not Eagle, not Eagle. Well, I'm just saying, man, I really enjoy those moments. I feel like what he's able to do with a character like Eagle is like, come on now. How are we able to do this with these type of characters? Let me know in the once again in the comment section. Is Eagle a real character as far as the DC comics go? I don't know. I want to know, is that really Peacemaker's character as far as side character or whatnot, somebody who's with him continuously in the comic books, or is this just something that James Gunn came up with? Because I honestly can believe that's something that James Gunn would have done. But villain wise, as far as the butterflies, something very interesting, and once again, some kind of silly, but it's like I was with it. I did not mind them. I felt like the villains, as far as the butterflies, seemed silly on paper, but watching it, I loved it. I feel like when they took over people's bodies, it almost reminded me and gave me vibes from 28 Days Later mixed with Evil Dead. And they are even able to have moments where you care and get emotional about butterflies pertaining to the one that took over Myrn. You know, the butterfly that took over Myrn's body that we didn't know there's a butterfly, but I did call it. I said when they showed him as far as eating the stuff with the tongue or whatnot, and then when Leota put on Peacemaker's helmet and she was able to see the X-ray vision and see that the butterfly was in Myrn's head, I said Myrn is a good butterfly. He's gonna be one of the ones that's trying to stop them, the other butterflies from doing what they doing. I did call it. I said I feel like that's what they're going to go into or whatnot. But overall, just having these type of things, and let me know also once again in the comment section, are butterflies really a part as far as the DC lore or whatnot, as far as the Peacemaker series, or overall are they a part of DC as far as villains or whatnot, as far as the butterflies? Y'all let me know in the comment section. But that's what I'm saying as far as the writing with this series, making these type of villains or whatnot posable villains, but not only that, giving them depth. The butterflies, as silly as they sound, they have depth. They have reasons behind what they are doing, and especially in that season finale. And the season finale. Now, don't let me forget about the detectives. I'm sorry, I don't think I got their pictures up here, but as far as the cops that was chasing the group or whatnot throughout, one of the guys in particular I know is from all the scary movies with the Wayne brothers. I definitely remember him, but the two cops that are coming after, that are chasing the group or whatnot throughout the series, played by Larry and Sophia Song, played by Anna Chang. And as far as the Larry character, who's played by Lucien Moreau, that's the guy I'm talking about as far as he's been in all the scary movies. And you know who I'm talking about as far as the detective that was working with the Asian detective who was running around, who they got turned into butterflies on like episode 7 or whatnot. But anyway, I did enjoy their roles or whatnot, and I really enjoyed them when they got turned into the butterflies or whatnot. But in particular, like I said, shout out to the guy who plays Larry. I remember him in all the Wayne Brothers scary movies or whatnot. But I did enjoy those characters, and I didn't want to leave them out. But once again, as far as the season finale, this is what I mean by as far as Vigilante can give Deadpool a run for his money, especially when it comes to fight scenes, but not just Vigilante. What James Gunn and whoever the people he got, shout out to the people behind the fighting choreography, especially in this season finale, man. Absolutely unbelievable, man. What they are able to do with these characters, but what they able to do with this, you talking about going into a show that seems silly, weird, you going into this like, what the hell are they doing? They able to do this, but just looking at this fighting sequence at the end at the barn, like John Cena doing what he doing with the whole thing as far as the shield or whatnot, which I don't remember him saying, but Vigilante, hardcore, like that is one of the best fight sequences. Not only have I seen it in the TV show, just in a movie though, but I absolutely was just jawed to the ground watching this. They done had good action scenes throughout the series. I love that scene at the first episode with John Cena fighting the stripper, and I really enjoyed that scene. I thought it was absolutely great. I love that scene, man. But just seeing in particular, this fighting scene, them at the barn, I just could not believe how good it was. And I almost felt like they was at one point doing a one take, but I know they was cutting away or whatnot, but I still absolutely loved it. But this is what I'm saying as far as Vigilante maybe getting a spinoff series and doing what he do or whatnot as far as giving Deadpool a run for his money. I'm just saying, not to say I don't enjoy Deadpool. This is not a Marvel vs. DC. I'm just saying, man. But like I said, we might, you don't have no idea what we're going to get as far as Deadpool in the MCU. So I'm just saying overall. But other than that, man, of course, we got to talk about the surprises. So, of course, this is spoiler talk. And having the Justice League show up, you have to give credit to James Gunn, and you have to give credit not only that, but what DC did as far as not giving us cutaways or not shying away from the fact that we have Superman, we got Aquaman, even Cyborg showed up. I wonder why they ain't bringing Wonder Woman in, because you know Gal Gadot is still doing what she's doing as far as Wonder Woman. But as far as this season finale, man, I was just at an odd not knowing that, okay, we can get some type of characters in here. I can even see maybe a cameo for Ben Affleck's Batman maybe showing up. And I would have still been in awe with that. But I was, another thing, maybe why they didn't get him to show up, but the whole Justice League and the whole exchange between the Justice League and Peacemaker, and this is pretty much letting you know, though, that James Gunn, though, let me get a shout out again to James Gunn. James Gunn is genius, and being able to put things together the way he's doing as far as DC characters, especially with the cameos, is just impressive, and he's not holding back. And as far as Warner Brothers and DC telling you that they are willing to go hard R, not just with Suicide Squad characters, but with any DC characters. And that's, to me, I was just surprised by that. But overall, though, I shouldn't have been surprised because what they did with Joker, making him R-rated or whatnot. But this is pretty much telling you that you want a connection, you somewhat are getting that. You know we got the Flash coming out this year, so they're giving us little hints here and there or whatnot, but I'm enjoying what they're doing, and this is giving them a separation, though, from Marvel and Disney, because how many times have you seen Marvel cussing somebody out. They don't push the limits. You remember what they did with Winter Soldier and having my man beat somebody to death, blood splattered all over the shield or whatnot. But having Aquaman show up and pretty much say, fuck you, Flash, to Barry or whatnot. I'm just saying, having those type of exchanges and Peacemaker as far as John Cena coming out telling you, fuck you, Justice League, showing up later, what? Like, who would have thought they was going to do something like that? But that's James Gunn. And this is DC showing you and Warner Brothers giving him that creativity. And give or take, I did not enjoy all that silliness that they had in Suicide Squad, and I already have said this before. I honestly enjoyed Peacemaker as far as the series go in the season 1 more than I enjoyed the Suicide Squad movie. Not saying I didn't enjoy that Suicide Squad movie. I really enjoyed that one, the one James Gunn did. I even somewhat enjoyed what David Ayer did, but that Joker, man, y'all get out of here with that goddamn rapping Joker coming out of left field with everything he got going on with the grill. I'm not with that. I feel like they could have done a lot better with that Joker. I feel like if David Ayer would have had a lot of more creativity, maybe they could have done something else. It don't matter anyway now. I'm ready to see what they are able to do. Continuing on with Peacemaker, and shout out to James Gunn, the Warner Brothers, HBO Max. We are getting a season 2. I'm definitely going to be looking forward to that. But overall, I'm just in awe of what James Gunn and John Cena was able to do with this series, giving us not only a character that we didn't know nothing about, but giving us John Cena coming into this role, and John Cena surprising a lot of people by what he was able to do with this character. I feel like he had glimpses of that in Suicide Squad, but he wasn't able to really bring it to life until he got to this series. And even when like I said, once again, when they announced this, I'm like, why are we doing a Peacemaker just in James Gunn? I got to give James Gunn his credit. I'm like, now I'm even hyped for what he's going to be doing with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, with him telling us it's going to be doing the best, dark, and all of this in the third, and one of the ones we haven't really seen as far as Guardians of the Galaxy movie. I'm even more hyped for that. And now I'm wondering, and I asked this question when I did my episode of Uncut Ish Talk, could we possibly get a Suicide Squad sequel? My bad, I can't talk. A Suicide Squad sequel, James Gunn directing, Suicide Squad versus Justice League. Would they do something like that? But I'm not saying early or nothing. I'm pretty sure they're going to try to get the Justice League reestablished again first. But once again, them not shying away from Superman, Cyborg. They letting you know they still trying to do something as far as Justice League being an all-out group or whatnot. But shout out to James Gunn. Once again, John Cena, man. You shocked me, man. This is an unbelievable role. I feel like John Cena, what he did in this role almost gave me those vibes of what The Rock did in that Michael Bay movie Pain and Gain. I'm telling you, like, it gave me those vibes, and that's what I'm saying. Taking it to another level as far as you being silly, but it's not the silly part. As far as being silly, it's like goofy shit. It's being silly and weird at the same time, but it's coming off organic. It's like something is really wrong with this person, but I'm rocking with it. Like, it's something really wrong with him. It's not that something wrong with this person, but they trying to put it on so hard and they trying to throw it in your face. Kind of like, to me, that's kind of what Ryan Reynolds be doing with Deadpool. Even though I enjoy what he's doing with that, to me it kind of be heavy-handed sometimes. But with Vigilante and what John Cena was doing, because this character is a silly character at moments as far as Peacemaker, he is. But you talking about having moments once again where you having this character hugging an eagle or whatnot, and you feeling a way about this. You sitting there like, come on, man. And the whole thing with Girth, as far as the butterfly, he keeping in the jar or whatnot, like, once again, man, I enjoyed this, and I'm absolutely excited for whatever they got coming up with season 2. I really enjoyed the Easter eggs. What was the whole thing with the gorilla they had in here? I didn't forget about that, because wasn't that supposed to be like some little shout out to a DC character as far as I think his name is Grodd the gorilla. It's a character as far as DC, because I remember playing the Injustice games and this gorilla is on there and whatnot. Even on if it's not Smallville, but it was Arrow, then they do a whole thing when they had him on there and whatnot. But anyway, definitely I like those Easter eggs. It's not the gorilla from the DC's comics that's in this show though. If I'm not mistaken, this is like Charlie the gorilla or something. He possessed by one of the butterflies, but you seen what James Gunn was trying to do or whatnot, and I really enjoyed that moment. But anyway, overall, I enjoyed this series. Overall, I really like this. I hope they can continue to do the same things they did with this first season. Not as far as the story will not being the same story or whatnot, but being able to do some of the same things as far as that silliness, them good action scenes, and being able to give John Cena this role and definitely give James Gunn his creative freedom. But overall, y'all let me know in the comment section, how did y'all enjoy Peacemaker? If y'all have seen all the seasons, all the episodes, and y'all got a chance to check out that explosive season finale and them good cameos as far as Justice League, let me know in the comment section, man. If you have not seen Peacemaker, you definitely need to check it out. You definitely missing out. It is definitely one of the top comic book shows, but not just comic book shows, just a good show overall on HBO Max. Definitely check it out. But let me know in the comment section, man. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that notification bell to let you know when I upload new videos. This is the road to 500 subs. Shout out to everybody who done subscribed to the channel, man. I appreciate everybody who's been checking me out. Everybody who done got me to that road to 400. Now we on the road to 500. I do appreciate it. Anyway, man, like I said, don't forget to hit that notification bell and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed to the page, man. We out.
2 jerks in costumes and a couple of rejects.
It's like a real team out there.
Yo, what the hell is that?
It's a grenade I tied to a Russian tank shell.
Why not just the grenade?
Grenade blows up like 2 people.
How many people does this blow up?
I don't know.
I don't feel comfortable unless I know I went above and beyond with my preparation. The things that possibly could happen, if I ain't take real steps to prevent those things, I'm not comfortable. I can't walk around, charismatic and happy. Nah, I gotta make sure, we setting up some type of wealth, because